Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Paraguay Tzu Chi volunteers visit a local nursing home to celebrate Mother's Day and hold a free clinic at local liaison office to cure sickness. In China, Dongguan Tzu Chi volunteers visit two local nursing homes to hold a Buddha Day ceremony and care for the senior residents. As Pacific Ocean CO2 level is on a rise, we investigate the problems it might cause if we don't take action now. In Paraguay, Tzu Chi volunteers visited a local nursing home to celebrate Mother's Day with the senior residents. As well, the volunteers organized a free clinic at the Tzu Chi Asuncion liaison office, where Zhong Ruizhen, a Chinese medicine doctor, contributed her medical skills in tending to the patients.
Here at the local nursing home, Tzu Chi volunteers bring gifts to care for the senior residents. Upon seeing the volunteers, many seniors are all smiles. The bedridden seniors also receive the volunteers' care and love. To celebrate Mother's Day in Paraguay, Tzu Chi volunteers in Asuncion visited a local nursing home to bring joy to seniors, clapping their hands to the songs. Some of these elderly even get up to dance with the volunteers. The volunteers' devotion not only moved the senior residents, but also attracted the attention of a local TV station. Through a press interview, residents in Paraguay will gain a better understanding of this Buddhist NGO. Over the past 17 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to tend to the needy in Paraguay as they regularly carry out food distributions for care recipients. In Bañado, Tacumbu, care recipients have received Tzu Chi food baskets each month. Other than aid supplies, Tzu Chi also organizes periodic free clinics at its liaison office. Twice a month, Chinese medicine doctor Zhong Ruizhen provides acupuncture services, and her skills have attracted more and more patients over the years.
你看那个手指那关节这样子变形，有办法吗？已经变形了，小吃肉就没那么痛。
At the free clinic, Dr. Zhong not only offers medical care, but also kindly reminds her patients how to take care of their health.
The United Nations International Labour Organization in Haiti carried out a reconstruction project after the 2010 earthquake to help local residents rebuild their homes. The project, similar to Tzu Chi's relief work program, gave residents the opportunity for formal training and employment while also improving their community environment.
The 2010 Haitian earthquake left tens of thousands of houses damaged, as well as some 15 million square meters worth of debris. In the years after, the government has recycled and reused whatever it has been able to find from the remaining rubble.
This used to be a large seminary. We had over 10,000 square meters of debris to move away, so we decided to use the stones to pave the roads.
And the role of the International Labour Organization in this project is mainly to qualify them to be part of the reconstruction of Haiti.
The idea is that we collect the debris, we select it, we crush it, converting it into usable sand, and with that sand we produce pavers.
Upon receiving formal training, local residents are able to work right away, guaranteeing them an income of $7 to $9 per day. Of the some 200 workers, 30% are women.
Whether for men or women, working in the construction field isn't a problem. We just need to stay focused in maximizing our strength. I am proud of my work.
Before there weren't many job opportunities, so we were often ill. This helps us stay fit and also gives us the desire to live on.
I am able to make a living and live in a better community. If you want to learn a set of skills, it normally costs money. I thank God for this opportunity provided by ILO. It is just wonderful.
The interlocking bricks will be used to pave new roads for villages that are easily influenced by earthquakes.
Children must walk this to go to school, to go home. It's quite a hike, and it can be pretty dangerous.
Avant projet,
Before the reconstruction, every time it rained, this road became all mud. Since we started construction work, its condition has improved. The new road passes by many people's homes.
I must thank you for everything you have done here. It is truly tremendous.
With new roads and the skills to make ends meet, the future of Haiti's residents looks brighter than ever.
In the United States, the United Nations headquarters hosts an annual conference to celebrate Vesak Day, which commemorates the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Buddha. And this year, Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to attend the conference once again.
Today is Vesak, which commemorates the birthday, the enlightenment, and the passing away of the Buddha. Sri Lanka is the host of this year's celebration. We have invited all Buddhist countries to this event and Buddhist organizations.
This year, 18 countries, including Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh, gathered to celebrate Vesak Day at the UN headquarters in New York. Tzu Chi Foundation also attends the conference as a non-government organization.
This time we are the only NGO invited to share our ideals with UN representatives. We do so they can understand more about Buddhism and how with religious teachings a more peaceful society can be achieved.
After the conference, representatives and guests gathered to exchange ideas. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers set up a beautiful display of the Enlightened One to share with the world.
It is as if from another world, so it attracted me. The color, the ambiance, the presence.
I never really see a Buddha like this. He's looking at the world as the way it is and wants to see if everything is fine.
Like Master Zhenyan says, there's Christmas to commemorate the birth of Jesus. Why isn't there a day to commemorate the birth of the Buddha? However, now we can feel the emergence of Buddhism gaining respect and importance internationally.
By spreading Buddhism and Tzu Chi's ideals on the international stage, Tzu Chi volunteers are working to cultivate more like-minded individuals worldwide.
In Malaysia, to celebrate the annual Buddhist holiday of Vesak, a float parade was organized by local Buddhists. Tzu Chi volunteers from the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter seized the opportunity to encourage parade goers to avoid littering and practice recycling.
3R. 3R 是什么？ Recycle, reuse.
As students take part in the parade during the celebration of Vesak, their school's vice principal reminds them to keep the streets clean.
Don't litter. That is for the sake of the environment. It's important to keep our environment clean.
Since 2007, Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers have been setting up recycling points on the street where the parade passes to encourage local residents to practice recycling.
At the end of each parade, there are many recyclables left on the streets. We teach the public how to sort recyclables. Doing recycling is a collective effort. We cannot do it alone.
Seeing some of their fellow citizens throw bottles into the bins, many residents were inspired to pick up the recyclables on the road and give them to the volunteers.
There's a lot of garbage on the road. It would be a waste if we didn't pick it up.
If each one can do their part, the effects of global warming will not be so severe.
On this occasion of the Vesak festival, Tzu Chi volunteers and local residents come together to keep their environment clean.
Recently in the Philippines, the resorts were Manila asked Tzu Chi volunteers to come share their experiences in environmental protection with their employees. Meanwhile, a recycling volunteer in Malaysia has been using his own house as a temporary recycling point for the past 3 years. Here's more.
Here in Malaysia, early in the morning, 59-year-old recycling volunteer Ru Zexiang and his family are out pitching a tent as a temporary recycling point. Ru has done this every month for the past 3 years.
10 years ago, I suffered a stroke. Now I practice recycling as a form of exercise. I'm in good spirits and my body is healthier.
Under the energetic volunteers' guidance, recycling has become this community's hobby. The bonds of this neighborhood are also strengthened by it.
If I'm at home, I just watch TV all day as I have nothing to do. But here I can help with recycling. Also, we can earn some money to donate to Tzu Chi and help others in the process.
Practicing recycling to protect the planet can also be seen in the Philippines. Recently, Resorts World Manila invited Tzu Chi volunteers to help spread conservation ideals in the company.
That's the reason why in this project we not only focus the effort of recycling within the business premises, but also to our community, because we'd like to introduce the change of a lifestyle.
Besides setting up a recycling point to collect bottles and cans, volunteers also set up a display of products made from recycled materials.
We produce an awful lot of garbage, and it's only fair that we've now taken steps to break down our garbage, say what's recyclable, what's not recyclable, and then offer it to those people who can actually use these to benefit the community. So it's a great day, a great pledge. It's a start. We can do an awful lot more, and I'm hoping a lot more people can follow the example we've started.
In turning garbage into gold and gold into caring for others, protecting the planet starts from a lifestyle change in you and me.
In China's Guangdong province, Dongguan Tzu Chi volunteers recently arrived at the new location of the Tanzhou nursing home to care for senior residents. Meanwhile, the volunteers also brought the Buddha Day ceremony to senior residents at the Qingxi New Nursing Home. This is the scene at the Qingxi Nursing Home in Dongguan City. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers are bringing the Buddha Day ceremony to the senior residents here. Under the guidance of Tzu Chi volunteers, many seniors happily joined the ceremony. Today, 25 students from Tangshan Electronic and Technology School are also on the scene to pay respects to the senior residents by offering tea and warm hugs. Meanwhile, at the new location of the Tanzhou nursing home, Tzu Chi volunteers attentively give each senior a foot bath and care for them just like their own parents.
One of the seniors said he was very happy that we came to help him. We were very happy too and treated him just like my own parents.
Today, volunteer Luo Miaoyan is accompanied by her daughter, who says that it has been 3 years since she first visited the nursing home and was surprised that all of the seniors still remember her.
Time flies. I first came here 3 years ago. One of the seniors said he looks forward to eating my wedding cake.
Today's nursing home visit is also attended by first-timer Wu Lijun, who realized that a little love and care can bring big smiles.
Right now, I am learning how to interact with the seniors so when I go home, I can treat my parents better.
Volunteer Tian Wei-zhen also says that Tzu Chi has made her realize that it is much more important to apply Buddhism to her daily life than pray for personal blessings.
Tzu Chi taught me and provided me a chance to incorporate Buddhist teachings into my daily life.
Thanks to the nursing home visit, these volunteers realized that through the process of giving, they are not losing anything but instead gaining tremendous joy. Since 1958, CO2 levels have been rising steadily worldwide. Taiwan's National Central University has been conducting its own research to monitor the Pacific Ocean CO2 level and has detected readings exceeding 400 ppm in industrial areas. No matter how high these numbers soar, if we don't take action now, it is our children and their children who will reap the seeds we sow.
This is a typical freighter docked at the port of Taipei. However, it is more than meets the eye. An air collector is attached to the bow, while a GPS antenna is positioned here. Inside is machinery that analyzes carbon dioxide levels.
The flow rate is 1 liter per minute. Air flows down this insulated pipe and is sucked into these machines, where it is then analyzed.
Utilizing 9 freighters that sail the Pacific from Taiwan, National Central University monitors changes to the ocean CO2 level. Every week, scientists set up the 200 kilos of equipment in different ships.
The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on the planet. Past studies have shown that the North Pacific plays a vital role in absorbing the planet's carbon dioxide.
Absorption by the sea and natural depletion can only do so much. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the U.S. has detected CO2 levels exceeding 400 ppm at its Mauna Loa Observatory in Hawaii.
The so-called CO2 concentration level of 400 ppm can only be found in relatively clean areas. In industrial areas, such a figure doesn't exist. They have far exceeded 400 ppm already.
Carbon dioxide is not evenly distributed in our atmosphere. The reading means that even an area as pristine and unpolluted as Hawaii cannot escape high CO2 concentrations.
We discovered that when vessels approach the marine boundary layer, the readings detected coincide with the data from Mauna Loa. However, when vessels approach industrial areas, the level rose sharply, falling in a range between 410 and 500 ppm.
If you look at the data collected over a month's time, you can see that the level is increasing. The number 400 is just an average reading. We can see that not only is the CO2 level rising, but its rate of increase is alarming.
The CO2 readings collected at the observatory since 1958 has been made into a graph known as the Keeling curve. Though the level fluctuates in a year's time, the curve rises steadily over the years, an indication that humans have done little to cut carbon emissions.
The lifetime of carbon dioxide averages around 120 years. When discharged through emissions, the gas will diffuse into our atmosphere and further increase the background concentration level.
What is more alarming is that heavily industrialized or polluted areas have readings that far exceed expectations.
The background level is already 400. The current CO2 concentration level is the highest it has been in the past 800,000 years. This will deeply affect us.
The rise in CO2 levels will amplify global warming, increasing the average temperature by 2 degrees Celsius. Plus, extreme weather patterns will likely become a regular occurrence.
Destructive heavy rains might occur more frequently. Also, there are typhoons. Perhaps the number of typhoons in the West Pacific might still average around 26 a year. However, their paths might change, and those affecting Taiwan could increase. Just 4 or 5 would be a lot.
As the planet speeds up circulation to try to balance itself, the global rainfall pattern might be affected, challenging every country's water conservation and management policy.
Recent studies show that the global rainfall pattern is changing. Areas that receive sufficient precipitations will only get more rainfall, while areas where rains are needed will only get drier. We call this extreme rainfall and drought.
The average life of CO2 is longer than that of an average human. Unable to solve the problem at its root, humans can only adapt to the climate change. However, if we do not take action, it is our children and their children who will inherit this unwanted heirloom.
Students from England's Coventry University recently visited the Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall in Taiwan. As geographic and disaster management major, they wish to gain a better understanding of Tzu Chi and learn how the Buddhist NGO provides first-hand help to people around the globe in face of disasters. Today, 24 students from England's Coventry University are here at the Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall to learn more about the Buddhist NGO and how it assists disaster survivors on the path to recovery.
I think today's programme has been amazing. We've been able to see the houses where they were rehoused into, which I think is astonishing how they were rehoused so quickly.
Upon learning of Tzu Chi's relief work program and how the NGO strives to provide first-hand help to disaster victims, the students expressed their amazement.
Each of the people who work in the organization organization. It's not restricted. You have the very old people, you have the young people. They're able to blend everybody together. That compassion is there, that kindness is there, that love is there, that unity is there, and I find it very, very impressive.
Accompanied by their professor Chen Yongfang, who is a native Taiwanese, these students travel from England to Taiwan. Professor Chen says compared to England, Taiwan endures many more natural disasters.
In fact, 70% of the population in Taiwan have experienced 3 different types of disasters in their lifetime. I once asked my students how many of them experienced an earthquake in the past, and most of them said never.
Thanks to this visit, these students gain a better understanding of how Taiwan endures natural disasters and also how Tzu Chi works to help those in need around the globe. In our next report, we go to Spoleto, located in the Italian province of Perugia. 1,000 years ago, Spoleto was a major political center in Europe, and today tourists can still see the remains of past glory in the city's church and fortress, as well as its well-preserved streets and rich architecture.
We are here at the Italian medieval town of Spoleto. Here you see the city's walls, which were constructed from layers of quarried stone. And over at the town's church, we see a similar flavor on display.
With uneven hewn walls and an empty interior, this church is worlds apart from some of Europe's other majestic cathedrals. In fact, only the decorated arches and pillars that remain show that this was once a place of worship. The church and the town of Spoleto are some 1,500 years old, and in that time have not only changed hands countless times, but been destroyed and rebuilt from the ground up. Through it all, the carvings and religious icons have silently watched on, a testament to the staying power of the town and its legacy.
The city was declared a World Heritage Site in 2011. With a history that stretches back to Roman times, it is no surprise that Italy has the most heritage sites of any country in the world. Without the Lombards, one could perhaps say there would be no Spoleto. Located on a hill and with all its moats, it was an easily defended city. Thus, the city grew in size and power. In it, one can find influences from throughout the ages. The Roman Empire, Christian civilization, Byzantine civilization, as well as Norman influence from Northern Europe. All of these influences can be found mixed and scattered throughout the city. So for example, its Gothic architecture, which emphasized spires and abundant carvings, as well as flying buttresses and stained glass windows.
Spoleto owes much of its past glory to the Lombards, who originally came from Northern Europe and turned the city into a political center for the region. Lying 126 kilometers outside of Rome, we spent 2 hours driving to witness the remains of a city that once shook Europe. Walking among the twisted streets, one can almost see the many different groups of people that once lived here and called the city their home.
Although Europe has many medieval cities like this, Spoleto was chosen as a UNESCO heritage site, not only for its cultural and architectural heritage, but for how much of its past 1,500 years of history can be still seen today.
We go back to Taiwan at the end of the show. As one of their tests before graduation, students at Tzu Chi Children's class in Yilan visited care recipients' home to help them clean up their living surroundings. The students said although it was tiring, they were happy to help. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.